Alright, so I saw King Kong. I saw the new King Kong, and I was stoked. Okay, first of all, I knew for a fact that this was just going to be explosions, 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 in your face action, no real story. This was essentially going to be what I like to call the Die Hard 5 of the series, where there's hardly a plot and it's all just action. And I am totally okay with that. This movie was balls to the walls insane, and I knew that was going to happen. The second that I heard of the concept, I knew he wasn't going to get captured. I knew he wasn't going to get killed. He's going to be fighting Godzilla eventually, so it doesn't even matter. So I knew that was all going to happen. It's in an order of sequence. Now, what I didn't know was going to happen was the amazing cast that they put in this. Sam Jackson, John Goodman, John C. Reilly, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson. And then just out of nowhere, Richard Jenkins shows up. Oh my god, I lost my shit because I didn't expect that. I had gone with a few of my coworkers and a friend from Black Friday, and I saw Richard. I'm like, is that Richard Jenkins? So I lost my shit when he showed up. But yeah, no, essentially everybody's like, oh well, what happened? What happened to him getting taken to New York? And because every previous King Kong movie that they've done, they treat it. I think James Rolfe put it best. They treat it like it's something highly important. Like, you go to the island, you find the gorilla, he kidnaps the girl, they have some weird love triangle going on there. They bring him to New York, he gets killed. The tagline is "Beauty killed the beast." This one isn't essentially in that favor. It's more just and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I am somebody who said, I was one of the few people actually who said, thank God they're not doing a stupid. Well, I shouldn't say stupid because Peter Jackson's King Kong is the reason I wanted to become a filmmaker. I said, thank God they're not doing another type of remake. This is just going to be something new, just a new addition to the franchise. And I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that. Yeah, all the characters are fine. There are certain they do, but they don't. Trying to explain each individual character is like trying to explain quantum physics in 5 minutes. You just can't do it. Some of them are everlasting, have an everlasting impact. Some of them are stale, and some of them are very memorable. Samuel L. Jackson happens to be one of them. You wouldn't see Sam Jackson in a movie that. I feel like with Sam Jackson, he tries to pick smart roles, and Kong Skull Island seems like something that would be his first movie. So I was a little surprised that he did, but he was amazing in it. It was like with him, it was like it was Moby Dick and Ahab. He lost all his men. It's in the trailers. It's at the beginning of the movie. It's not a spoiler. He lost all his men, and now he's like out for revenge. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty memorable. And John Goodman, by the way, what was that, like a 10-year hiatus he took a break off? Wow, I am so glad that he came back to acting. The world needs a little more John Goodman in it. It does. I was so happy when I saw that he had come back. The earliest movie I can think of that I remember him from was it was either Red State or The Campaign. I can't remember which one came out first. I think Red State came out first. I think. But yeah, no, I was happy, and he's doing so well now. He's doing great. He's picking good roles. John C. Reilly, they let him do what he wants. He's a nut. He just. For something like this, I feel it was okay to have comedy because it wasn't trying to take itself too seriously. It was like, we know we're a monster movie. We know we're not following the structure of regular sequels or remakes. let's just have fun with it. Essentially, that's what it was. So they let John C. Reilly do whatever he wants. There's actually a line that stuck with me that he says, and I don't know why, because it just comes left field. They're later on in the film, they find out that he's been there for like 27 years, 28, something like that, and he just starts picking on this one guy, and just left field he goes, "I'm gonna stab you by the end of the night." That was the moment I think I legitimately lost it. Like, he is hilarious. He was talking about ballpark hot dogs and a giant like soda or something, and he's like, "Yeah, I really do miss those." And they kind of have a little in joke towards the end of the film about it that just makes you laugh. You watch the ball games. It's a little in joke, but yeah, it's funny. So they're great. Tom Hiddleston is the only thing that I truly, with him, that I walked away from with this movie is he's kind of a badass towards the beginning of the film, and then afterwards it becomes stock cliche. I'm not saying he's bad in his role. If anything, he's truly 100% enjoyable. But the character, with the script that they have, this movie knows it's not trying to win an award for the story. Excuse me. It's there to be set up to make Godzilla vs. Kong in the future, which this is my 5th or 6th video on this, and I still can't believe that I'm talking about this. So, it's one of those things. They're not really given a whole lot to work with, but what they do work with is genuinely sincere. And with Tom Hiddleston, it's he gives everything that he can, and And like I said, he's enjoyable, but there are times he's a badass, and there are times it feels stock. Brie Larson's great. I never thought that I'd see Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Samuel L. Jackson, John C. Reilly, Tom Hiddleston, and Brie Larson appear in 2 highly successful franchises, the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the MonsterVerse. Here's my problem. Why would you call this is a sidetrack, by the way? Why would you call it the MonsterVerse? Wouldn't you reserve the MonsterVerse for something like the Universal Monster movies that apparently they're rebooting, starting with The Mummy, or was it Dracula Untold? I can't remember. Yeah, that was a story all on its own. But yeah, no, wouldn't they call this something like the Kaiju verse? I could see the Kaiju verse working. Just the MonsterVerse feels like something that would be reserved for Universal Monster movies. Just a nitpick. I'll shut the heck up now about it. So Kong, he is incredible. Like, every second that he showed up on the screen, I lost it. To see something like this in 3D especially is spectacular. There's a moment in there where he's fighting a squid, and it's in the trailer, so it's not spoiling. And then you're thinking to yourself, "Oh God, this is going to take a while." No, he eats it. He eats it. It's great. It's great. It's like towards the very beginning of the film, so whatever. But yeah, I really don't have anything bad to say about it. It's just a really fucking enjoyable movie. And if you're smart, please, do yourself a favor. Please, stay after the credits. It will be worth it. I promise you. Please, stay after the credits. It will be worth it. I haven't shut up about it yet. I will be talking about it for the next 2 weeks. Please, do yourself a favor. Stay after the credits. Go see this movie. It's worth it. Please, stay after the credits. It is worth it. Other than that, yeah, Kong was great. The actors were great. The monsters he fights, they were new. I like that. They were new. They were actually taking inspiration from the 33 film, and they're great. The spider thing really freaked me out. I liked that. The water bison, that was new. I like that. And the skull crawlers, I think they were based on a 33 design, and they're terrifying. I mean, I enjoyed them. So, I mean, I thought they were a formidable foe. And the part where he cleans off the tree and then you could see it just go down. And you're like, oh, he's gonna smack this thing upside the head. He's gonna, boom, hits that thing across the face like a baseball bat. I loved it. All right, just do me a favor. Camera's dying. Please go see this movie. You will not regret it. And then go see Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's not King of Monsters, it's King of the Monsters. And then go see Godzilla versus